Welcome to the English Speaking Corner. This is your quiet, safe space to practice your English without any pressure or rush. I am so happy you are here with us today.
It is wonderful to be back. Today, we are going to talk about something that every single English learner experiences, no matter how much they study. We're talking about that specific moment when your mind goes completely blank.
We have all been there. You are in a meeting, or perhaps you are at a cafe, or even just talking to a friend. Someone asks you a question, and suddenly, all the English you have learned disappears. It feels like a white wall has been built in your mind. Your heart might start to beat a little faster, and that 1 second of silence feels like an hour.
That silence is often the scariest part of speaking a new language. We feel like we have to answer immediately. We feel like if we do not speak within half a second, we have failed. But the truth is, even native speakers do not always have the answer ready. They use specific tools to buy themselves time.
Exactly. Thinking fast is not actually about being a genius. It's about having a safety net. Today, we are going to give you that safety net. We have 10 golden phrases that will help you stay calm, keep the conversation moving, and most importantly, give your brain the 3 to 5 seconds it needs to find the right words.
If you find these lessons helpful and they make you feel more confident, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell. It helps us keep this corner a quiet, focused space for learners like you who want to build real, natural speaking habits.
Let us start by talking about why our brains freeze. When we feel stressed, our brain enters a state of fight or flight. It is trying to protect us. But in a conversation, that stress actually blocks our access to vocabulary. By using a stalling phrase, you are telling your brain that everything is okay. You are acknowledging the question, which lowers your stress and allows the words to come back.
Our first group of phrases is all about acknowledgement. These are the phrases you use the very second a question ends. They act like a bridge. You are crossing the bridge while you build the rest of your answer.
The first phrase is very simple but incredibly effective. That is a great question. Let's practice that together. I will say it slowly, and then I want you to repeat it after me. That is a great question.
Notice how Sarah says that. It is not rushed, it is calm. That is a great question. When you say this, the person you are talking to feels good because you have complimented their question, and you have just earned yourself 2 full seconds of thinking time. Let's try it again. That is a great question.
Let's try it in a more natural speed now. That's a great question. Imagine someone just asked you what you think about your current job. Instead of panicking, you say, "That's a great question." While you are saying those 5 words, your brain is already looking for the answer.
Another version of this is saying, "I was actually just thinking about that." This is a bit longer, which is even better for your brain. I was actually just thinking about that.
Let's break that down. I was actually just thinking about that. The word actually adds a nice natural touch. It makes you sound like you are deeply involved in the topic. Let's shadow this phrase together. I was actually just thinking about that.
I really like that one because it sounds very professional. If a boss asks for your opinion on a project, saying, "I was actually just thinking about that," makes you look prepared, even if you were actually daydreaming a moment ago. It gives you that necessary pause. Let's repeat it one more time together. I was actually just thinking about that.
Our third phrase for acknowledgement is very honest. You can simply say, "Let me think about that for a second." There's nothing wrong with being honest about needing a moment. Let's practice. Let me think about that for a second.
This phrase is powerful because it sets an expectation. You are telling the listener, "I am going to be silent for a moment, so do not go away." It removes the pressure of the silence. Let's try it again. Let me think about that for a second.
Try to keep your voice calm and steady when you say it. Let me think about that for a second. If you sound panicked, the listener will feel panicked. But if you say it with a smile and a calm tone, the listener will wait happily. One more time. Let me think about that for a second.
Those are our first 3 safety net phrases. Remember, the goal is not to be fast. The goal is to be smooth. If you use these acknowledgement phrases, you are already halfway to a great conversation.
Now let us move on to our second group of phrases. We call these the clarification phrases. Sometimes we freeze because we are not 100% sure what the other person asked. Instead of guessing and making a mistake, we can repeat the question back to them.
This is a brilliant strategy because it forces your brain to stay in English mode, but it does not require you to create new ideas yet. You are just using their words. The most common way to do this is to start with, "So, are you asking about?"
Let us try that. So, are you asking about? Imagine someone asks you about your plans for the weekend. You could say, so, are you asking about my plans for this coming weekend?
See what happened there? You just used their own words to buy nearly 5 seconds. Let us practice the opening of that phrase. So, are you asking about? Try it with me. So, are you asking about?
It is very natural to use your hands a little bit here. It shows you are engaged. Let us try it again. So, are you asking about? One more time, nice and slow. So, are you asking about?
Another way to do this is to ask for a small repetition. You can say, could you say that one more time? This is not a sign of weakness. Even native speakers ask each other to repeat things when they are distracted or when the environment is noisy.
Exactly. It is a very normal part of conversation. Let us practice. Could you say that one more time? Listen to the melody of the sentence. It goes up at the end. Could you say that one more time?
Let us shadow that together. Could you say that one more time? Again, could you say that one more time? By the time they finish repeating the question, your brain has had double the time to process the information.
The third phrase in this group is very useful for complicated questions. You can say, let me make sure I understand correctly. This sounds very sophisticated. Let us try it. Let me make sure I understand correctly.
This is a longer phrase, which is excellent for buying time. Let us break it into 2 parts. Let me make sure, and then I understand correctly. Let us put it together. Let me make sure I understand correctly.
Imagine you are at work and someone asks for your feedback on a complex report. You say, let me make sure I understand correctly. You want my thoughts on the third section? By the time you finish that sentence, your brain has found the vocabulary it needs. Let us try that phrase one more time together. Let me make sure I understand correctly.
These clarification phrases are like a reset button for your brain. They take the focus off you and put it back on the other person for a moment. This shift in focus is often all you need to stop the panic and start the flow of words.
We are doing great. So far, we have covered acknowledgement and clarification. Our third group of phrases is what we call perspective fillers. These are used when you want to share an opinion, but you want to lower the pressure on yourself to be perfect.
These are my favorite because they tell the listener, I am just giving you my first thoughts, so do not expect a perfect speech. This makes the conversation feel much more relaxed. The first one is, off the top of my head.
This is a very common idiom. It means I am telling you what I am thinking right now, without looking at my notes or thinking deeply. Let us practice. Off the top of my head.
It's a fun phrase to say. Off the top of my head. Let us try it together. Off the top of my head. Imagine someone asks you for a restaurant recommendation. You can say, well, off the top of my head, I really like the Italian place on Main Street.
Let us try it again, focusing on the flow. Off the top of my head. It flows like one single word. Off the top of my head. Try it with me. Off the top of my head.
The next phrase is, in my experience. This is wonderful because you are the only expert on your own experience. No one can tell you that your experience is wrong, which makes you feel more confident. Let us practice. In my experience.
Let us shadow that. In my experience. It is short, but it is a strong way to start a sentence. In my experience. One more time. In my experience.
If someone asks you if learning English is difficult, you can say, well, in my experience, the hardest part is just starting. While you say, in my experience, your brain is busy building that second half of the sentence.
Another great one is, it's hard to say for sure, but this is perfect for when you are not 100% certain. It gives you permission to be a little bit vague while you find your words. Let us practice. It's hard to say for sure, but...
Let us try that again. It's hard to say for sure, but it has a nice rhythm. It's hard to say for sure, but let us shadow it. It's hard to say for sure, but...
Our final phrase in this group is a classic, to be honest. We use this all the time. It doesn't mean you are lying before. It's just a way to introduce your personal thoughts. Let us practice. To be honest.
It is very short, but you can stretch it out, to be honest. Let us try it. To be honest. To be honest, I haven't thought about that much. See how that works? It buys you that small window of time. Let us repeat it together. To be honest.
Now we have our 10 phrases. We have acknowledgement. That is a great question. I was actually just thinking about that. Let me think about that for a second. We have clarification. So, are you asking about? Could you say that one more time? Let me make sure I understand correctly. And we have perspective. Off the top of my head. In my experience, it is hard to say for sure, but, and, to be honest.
That is a fantastic list, but knowing the phrases is only the first step. The second step is making them a habit. You need to be able to say them without thinking. This is where muscle memory comes in. We want these phrases to live in your mouth, not just in your notebook.
So let us do a little simulation. This is the part where you really get to practice. I'm going to ask you a question, just like a friend would in real life. I want you to pick one of the 10 phrases we just learned and say it out loud during the pause. Do not worry about the rest of the answer yet. Just focus on starting with a stalling phrase.
This is a zero-pressure exercise. Just listen for the question, wait for the gap, and speak your stalling phrase out loud. Ready? Here's the first one. What is your favorite thing about the city where you live?
Did you try one? Maybe you said, "That is a great question," or "off the top of my head." Let us try another one. Sarah, do you want to ask the next one?
Sure. Here's a workplace scenario. Your colleague asks you, what do you think we should do to improve our team meetings?
I hope you tried a clarification phrase there, like, "So are you asking about how to make them shorter?" Or maybe just, "Let me think about that for a second." Let us try a third one. What is the most beautiful place you have ever visited?
For that one, a perspective filler like, it is hard to say for sure, but, or in my experience, would work perfectly. How did it feel to say those phrases out loud? It might feel a little strange at first, but every time you do it, you're training your brain to stay calm.
Let us do those 3 again. This time, I want you to try to finish the sentence with just a very short answer. Do not worry about grammar. Just give me the stalling phrase and 1 or 2 words. Let us try the city question again. What is your favorite thing about the city where you live?
I'll give an example. I might say, that is a great question. I love the parks. See? The stalling phrase did all the heavy lifting. It bought me the time to think of the word parks. Let us try the meeting question again. What do you think we should do to improve our team meetings?
You could say, "To be honest." Maybe make them shorter. Perfect. 1 more. What is the most beautiful place you have ever visited?
You could say, off the top of my head, I would say the mountains in Switzerland. Great job. You are already using these phrases to build real conversation.
One thing I want to remind you of is your breathing. When we freeze, we often stop breathing or we take very shallow breaths. This tells our brain we are in danger. While you are saying your stalling phrase, try to take a slow, deep breath in through your nose.
That is such a good point. If you say, let me think about that for a second, and you take a breath while you are thinking, you will feel your whole body relax. You can actually hear the difference in someone's voice when they are breathing properly. It sounds deeper, slower, and much more confident.
Let us try that. We'll say one of the phrases and then we'll take a conscious breath together. Let us use, "That is a great question." We'll say the phrase, then breathe. That is a great question.
I can feel the difference already. It makes me feel like I'm in control of the conversation, rather than the conversation being in control of me. Let us try it with a longer one. Let me make sure I understand correctly.
Let me make sure I understand correctly. It feels good, doesn't it? It feels like you are giving yourself permission to take up space and take up time. In English, we call this taking the stage. You have the right to speak, and you have the right to a few seconds of silence.
Many learners feel that if they are not talking constantly, the other person will get bored or think they are not good at English. But actually, native speakers use these pauses to show that they are thinking deeply. It makes you sound more intelligent, not less.
Think about the leaders or the speakers you admire. Do they rush through their words? Usually no. They speak with pauses, they use fillers, they take their time. By using these 10 phrases, you are practicing the habits of highly confident speakers.
Let us go through the list one last time, very slowly. I want you to really focus on the feeling of the words in your mouth. We will do them one by one. Number 1. That is a great question.
Number 2. I was actually just thinking about that.
Number 3. Let me think about that for a second.
Number 4. So, are you asking about?
Number 5. Could you say that one more time?
Number 6. Let me make sure I understand correctly.
Number 7. Off the top of my head.
Number 8. In my experience.
Number 9. It is hard to say for sure, but...
And number 10. To be honest.
Fantastic. You have these 10 tools now. They are in your pocket. You can take them out whenever you feel that white wall starting to build in your mind.
I want to give you a small challenge for today. You do not have to wait for a big English meeting to practice this. You can practice this even in your native language, or you can practice it while watching a movie. When a character in a movie asks a question, press pause. Say one of these stalling phrases out loud. Then press play.
That is a great way to practice. Or, if you are feeling brave, the next time you have an English conversation, commit to using just one of these phrases. Even if you know the answer immediately, use a stalling phrase anyway. Practice the habit of buying time. The goal is to make it feel natural.
Remember, speaking a language is a physical skill, like playing an instrument or a sport. You wouldn't expect to play a perfect song the first time you pick up a guitar. You have to practice the finger movements. These stalling phrases are the finger movements of English conversation.
And you are doing the work right now. Just by listening and repeating these phrases in this quiet space, you are building the neural pathways that will make you a smoother, more confident speaker. You should be very proud of yourself for taking this time today.
We are so glad you joined us in the English Speaking Corner today. If you found this lesson helpful, please give us a like and share it with a friend who is also learning English. It helps our community grow and allows us to keep making these calm, focused lessons for you.
Before we go, let us take one more collective deep breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. You have the tools, you have the ability, and you have the time.
Your English does not have to be perfect to be beautiful. It just has to be yours. Keep practicing, keep breathing, and we will see you in the next episode.
Happy practicing, everyone. You are doing a wonderful job. See you next time.